All right, is he ready? Is Jared ready?
The Subway guy? I hope not.
Oh shit, dude! I wasn't supposed to say our new guest star.
Subway,
One
eat fresh.
one night only, live from prison. Jared Fogle.
Jared Fogle, Cardinals fan. That fucking dork.
Who's your favorite Cardinals quarterback? Well, I'm an old head. I really like Derek Anderson.
I liked Matt Leinart because he looked so young. He had
Dude.
such soft hands.
I'll never get over how funny that fucking meltdown Derek Anderson had was.
Oh, dude, that was good shit, man. That's fine. That's fine.
That
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
It's just so passive aggressive.
Yeah, it was. It was a good one, dude. You know what? The Cardinals have had some of the good press conference meltdowns. Of course, there's the infamous "Are we thought they were." That is probably the number one. If you were to like list like the top 10 press conference sports meltdowns, I think "They Are Who We Thought They Were" is number one on that list.
Oh yeah.
Number two might be "Hello, you play to win the game. You don't play to just play it."
Have you ever read the oral history of that fucking game, man?
What?
The Chicago Bears game from 06.
Bro, well, I literally was like watching that live. The funny thing is I stopped watching it at halftime because we were up like 23-3, I think. Like we were fucking up, and me and my buddy were hanging out, and we stopped because we wanted to go party and whatever. So we just shut the game off because we're like, fuck it, dude, whatever. And we left our other homeboy at his place watching it by himself. And homeboy calls us like 2 hours later, and he's like, dude, they fucking lost. And I'm like, shut up. Shut up, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? And then we went and checked the scores, and sure enough, dude. So I immediately popped it on in time to catch the press conference. And I caught the infamous, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. So who are we trying to get in? How many assholes we need on this ship?
We actually got Roger Goodell himself ready in the wings to come.
Bro, you're trying to kill our ratings? Get him the fuck off, man.
No. You don't understand. We just have him on to boo him.
No. We're just going to... Yeah, it's Steve Wilkes.
Anytime he talks and tries to add to the discussion of the Arizona Cardinals, we boo him and
we just brought Roger Goodell on and tell him that he sucks. Tell him what a piece of shit he is. Steve Wilkes. Honest assessment, was he as shitty as we think he was, or was it just like...
I think it was mostly a Mike McCoy issue. Also, Steve Wilkes was not like a known quantity going into that. The fact that we got him over so many other like better coaches is still astonishing.
Yeah, I seem to remember in the 80s having a guy by the name of Steel Neil Lomax. I don't actually remember that. I'm old, but I'm not that old.
Could have fooled me.
Shut up, Dick. Everyone will be evaluated. I'm going to evaluate you if you don't watch it. And you know what? You're going to get cut. I'm going to time you. I'm going to trade you.
I'm going to crown your ass.
I'm going to let you off the hook for getting your paycheck. That's right.
We don't get paid for this.
What?
Yeah,
Bye.
We have like 50 viewers.
I know. Bro, you know what, man? I did the Cards Cast every week for 2 seasons, 2015 and 2016. I honestly, like, at most I'd get like 60 views or something, like, on an episode, and it's my fault for not promoting it properly. Like, if I would have maybe put it on like iTunes or like a place where people go for who the fuck goes to YouTube for podcasts? Have you guys ever seen my YouTube poop I made of Eat That Pussy 445 getting pissed about the Cardinals?
Darren Fells.
Yes, that's the one. Glad he gave some respect to Darren Fells, dude. I like Darren Fells. I really did. I was pleased with Darren Fells.
I miss Darren Fells.
Yeah.
Dude, remember when like people thought for like a week that Ricky Seals-Jones was going to be good going into that Rosen season?
That happened.
Yeah, because people were like, well, he did really good when he was playing with Blaine Gabbert. And it's like, no.
Wait, our second best tight end ever. Who was the first best tight end ever, and why was it Todd Heap?
Shit, we have never had a good tight end. It feels like every team in our division in the past 10 years has had a premier tight end except for us.
Y'all ever watch 90 Day Fiance, or am I the only one that knows what good television is?
I guess you're the only one.
Yeah, well, you know what? Watching 90 Day Fiance gets me laid.
Nobody knows who Jackie Smith is, Bobby.
Nobody knows who Jackie Smith is. Fucking damn it, Bobby. The only tight end that matters is Emmett Smith.
Come on.
Who's this?
Trick.
Who is this? Who are you? And why are you muted? Have I recorded with him before?
Nah, he's new.
He's new. Does he suck?
He's okay.
Is he a bitch?
Debate. Not kidding.
No.
He's all right.
Does he know how to unmute his microphone, though?
Jared, we're rooting for you.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. There he is.
There we go. Can you hear me at all?
I can hear you loud and clear, you buddy.
Loud and clear.
Oh, we are louder than everyone else on the call.
So y'all know where the notes are, right?
I got him. I'm looking at him right now. I don't know about the part with the hardcore sex in the middle. I don't remember that from the game. Did that happen?
It's valuable for the story. Can't cut it.
Okay. All right. I do remember somebody's getting fucked in that game. Okay, I'm gonna do the intro, but I'm gonna do it.
No. Pass.
No, you don't understand. I'm gonna hum "Round Ball Rock" by John Tesh.
Okay.
You guys don't know that fucking song?
I know the song, dude.
You guys never watched the NBA on NBC?
And we are live. Welcome to the Redbird Redzone podcast. My name is Will. You can find me on Twitter at LiveOnThatSwing. We have an old friend coming on for his first podcast in 2 years. The man, the myth, the legend.
Bring him out, bring him out. Bring him out, bring him out. Bring him out, bring him out.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. Hey, everybody. Kyrie091 hanging out with you. And boy, oh boy, are we going to have big fun today. Talking about the Cardinals, I hope. And for those of you who don't know me, I am Kyrie091. I run a YouTube channel that's largely about gaming, but I also dive into the Cardinals too. You can find me on YouTube, Kyrie091, Kyrie091, or on Twitter or Reddit or a bunch of other platforms. All the same, Kyrie091. Come say hi.
And my other co-host, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yo, this is Mac. On Twitter, I'm AZ Sports Fiend. And let's get this popping. I'm ready to have some fun.
And we are here to bring you the best, the most in-depth, maybe, Cardinals podcast under the sun to ever be recorded on the Southeast coast. That's specific enough to work. This week, we will be talking about the Cardinals' epic bout, with heavy quotation marks on epic, really wasn't, against the dreaded Washington racial slurs.
Woo! Okay.
Some very drunk person in Northern Virginia's drunkenly singing "Hail to the racial slurs" right now in response to me calling them the racial slurs, but I shall not falter. Let's get right into this. So, the Cards stayed in the locker room for the anthem, and they announced that they plan to do so for the entire season. And I 100% support that. I think that is valuable. I think that is a awesome use of their platform. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, I'm fine with it.
I agree with it 100%. I'm all I actually am for those of you who watch my channel, I'm sure you've heard me mention it, but I actually am a soldier. I'm in the US Army. And when people try to say that like it's disrespectful to soldiers or whatever, like that's literally what soldiers are fighting to defend, is the right to express and protest, like that. If they don't do that because of pressure, then what the frick is it that we're like defending if it's not individual Americans' right to express themselves? So that's about as political as I want to get, but there's my stance on it. I support them. I think it's great that they're doing it. I think it's a good use of their platform, and as a soldier, it don't bother me even a little bit.
Hells yeah. All right, shit.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you for your service, man.
Cool.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And if anyone has a problem with it and they're not watching the games, they were never a true fan to begin with. So
Agreed.
Fuck them all.
Fuck them all.
The quote unquote true Cardinals fan goes, I've been a fan of every Cardinals quarterback. Carson Palmer, Kurt Warner, Josh Rosen. Who's this Kyler Murray fella? I don't trust him. He looked like he's from the bad part of town.
Yeah, that's the dude who was a St. Louis Cardinals fan. That's who that was, and he wasn't a fan of them moving out to the left coast.
That's the worst person from Scottsdale right there.
And that's just stiff competition in Scottsdale, for real.
Shit, yeah. All right. So after that, after the festivities and all that. Shit, that's probably a really bad way to word that. Cut that.
Leave that shit in. I love all the cut that out. That's my favorite thing about this experience. Because back when I did the show here, when I was doing my podcast years ago, I didn't edit them because I'm fucking lazy. So like literally whatever we said made it onto the final cut. It was just us dicking around for an hour and a half. Go on. Sorry.
Shit, that was a really bad way to word that. I meant no disrespect. Anyway, so the Cardinals won the toss, and they elected to defer, and they forced a very easy looking 3-and-out. And our defense. I'm gonna just lay this out right now because it's gonna be evident as we go forward. Our defense looked solid against Washington. I think that, if we can keep this up against better teams, we got a defense to be reckoned with this year. Obviously, we're not going to be facing teams with O-lines as, barren as Washington every week, but we will for the next 3, so let's take that in.
Yeah, I was going to say, dude, they had quite a Swiss cheese O-line in that game, so it wasn't too much to ask for our, and man, I mean, I don't know if we're getting into that yet, but Chandler fucking Jones, huh?
Dude, the whole defense. What do we have? 4 sacks on Sunday, and now we have 7 on the year by 7 different players. But that's what you like to see.
It's just, I mean, I love watching Chandler play because even on the plays where he's not the guy that got the sack or he's not the guy that got the direct pressure, you can see him getting double teamed by O-linemen and by by backs or whatever, just trying to shut him down because he brings so much intensity that even if he's not the one making the play, he is facilitating the one who does.
Yeah, it's just it is so crazy to have a defensive powerhouse as strong and as visibly dominant as Chandler Jones on our team.
Honestly,
we
haven't. When was the last one of those that we had? Maybe Dansby in his prime. Dockett. Yeah, Dockett. Oh yeah, I got to give it to Dockett.
Calais
on the line. But I'm talking about linebackers. I'm talking about the linebacker. Yeah. So if we're talking linebackers, maybe Darrell Washington was great for like a season. Dansby during his prime was tip top.
It'd probably have to be Dansby, I'd say.
Yeah. But after that, our offense easily marched down the field. DeAndre Hopkins, the man, the myth, the legend.
Tactical look going!
Gets his first touchdown as a Cardinal.
I still don't know how you don't cover that guy. What the hell are they doing?
I mean, it's like watching a game of like Madden. It's just like the easiest, most obvious slant route right there, and it's just the guy just watches him. It is so crazy. He was just like oblivious there.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of in basketball when you got a good 3-point shooter, but the other team isn't sure if he's going to have a hot night, so they don't get up on him. He gets behind the stripe and he goes for the shot, and they kind of keep their distance in case he's planning on driving in, right? But then he starts making them, and now they got to respect that and get up on his face. Obviously, they weren't sure if Hopkins was going to have himself a hot game today, and I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins got the resume to show that he mostly has good games.
I mean, he's always got the hot hand. I mean, I don't think he could. I mean, I think it's not too foolish to say that he is right now, top 3 in the league, and he ain't 3-2. I mean, who else could you? Yeah. Who else can you really say has that ability to truly change the game like he does? I mean, Tyreek Hill maybe, but I mean that's mostly because of his speed.
That's crazy, dude. It's been a while since we had that. I mean, obviously we've always had Fitz, but Fitz hasn't been 2008 Fitz for.
He's like Fitz in his prime right now. That's fucking beautiful.
Right. That's what Hopkins is looking like out there. It's a little different moves. He doesn't play the same moves, but man, he was how many times was he targeted? He's targeted 7 or 8?
25 on the season so far. Just caught 22 of them, or 20. Yeah, 25, and he's got 22 of them.
Yeah, and he had one drop yesterday. He had one drop against the Washington football team.
Drop all year.
I know. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get another one that slips through his fingers like that. And it was a rough drop for a receiver like that. But you know what though? He still played an amazing game, so I'm gonna let it slide.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off on him. He came back.
I'm gonna go off on a really dumb tangent here. I remember playing, I think it was Madden. Yeah, that was Madden 19 because AB was on the cover, and it had a story mode, which I'm probably like one of 10 people who played. And your playable character gets drafted to the Texans, and they're having a miracle season because your player character comes onto the team and dominates. And what's this? The Texans have had a miracle trade to land Antonio Brown without, trading much of anything for him. Oh, wow. So you got DeAndre Hopkins and Antonio Brown. And it's just like so funny in hindsight to imagine, fucking Bill O'Brien doing anything competent these days. I've been watching The Last Dance recently. Not much of a Michael guy, but I mean, it's a good documentary. And it's funny how much Bill O'Brien reminds me of Jerry Krause. And that, he can't just...
Stubborn as all hell.
Yeah, he can't just sit back and let the success flow. He has to be the guy to take credit for everything. And it's just like, yeah, no shit, you built this. But like, the players are doing it. You're not... You can build the road.
We're not complaining over here.
Yeah.
What do you guys... But like, we're really... What we're not addressing here, and I feel like I don't know, this probably doesn't need to be said, but I'm gonna come out and say it. What are we gonna do about Bill O'Brien's chin? Like, I don't know that we can just pretend like that's not going on in the NFL right now. But it's something that the league is dealing with. Is this man's fucking ridiculous chin?
Hey, on another side note, do you guys see how like three coaches were fined $100,000 each for not wearing a mask on the sideline?
I didn't see that.
Shit, which 3?
Carroll was one. I just saw it in one of the group chats. Someone sent a tweet in, but I guess 3 of like, what are they doing there? If everyone has been tested daily, I don't get it. But anyways, that's on a side note.
I still think it's very funny.
Dude, his chin makes no fucking sense.
I still think it's funny.
I don't understand. Baby, check this shit out. Oh, she's sleeping.
Ooh.
I was trying to show my wife this weird fucking chin, but she's asleep though.
It's like the belly in chin.
God damn it. My phone is being stupid. It opened RuneScape. Don't you guys hate that when you're trying to talk about the Cardinals and your phone makes you play RuneScape?
Shit, what were we even talking about? I lost track.
But walking too
We
far.
were we were on to the next part of the game. You were on we were on a tangent, but we're back from the tangent. We're back on script now, so we're back on to
To the game.
Washington comes down to 30, and we push him to a 3 and out.
That was to start the game, right?
Yeah, we're still early. We probably should get on topic, or this is going to end up being a 9-hour fucking podcast.
All right. So after that, Kyler made his dumb interception of the week, and I really hope this doesn't grow to be a trend, because it shows bad.
I think Hopkins gave up on that ball, to be honest. Kind of looked like his dude fell down. But it was in the vicinity of Andy Isabella, too, so it was kind of a weird fucking play concept.
I got the idea that he thought somebody was going to be there, and it just did not happen. It was just really weird.
I was legit terrified. Honestly, I don't know why I'm such an alarmist when our team is pretty good, but it's just from decades of being scarred by this fucking team that, when that happened, I was like, there it is. There we go. Fucking here we go, dude. They got the ball inside our fucking 20. This is it. This is the start of us losing to the freaking Washington football teams, and it's not how it ended up working out, because
defense.
Shortly after that, what happened?
Jordan Phillips.
Beautiful strip sack by Jordan Phillips, where Chandler Jones recovered.
And who scooped it up?
My boy Chandler Jones. He is just a beautiful, beautiful man. I love him.
Let me tell you something about Chandler Jones right now. I'm changing his nickname. You guys, man, should I make this joke? What do you think? Should I make this joke? I'm going to make it. I'm going to change Chandler Jones' name to it is. It's an old commercial joke. I'm going to change Chandler Jones' name to Visa, because he's everywhere I want him to be. You guys don't remember those commercials, do you? Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
They're not that old.
I remember them. I'm old.
Okay.
I'm oldest one on here. I gotta be
good.
Oh yeah. It's nice to actually have a stout defense, though.
Yeah,
to be able to get up, to make that turnover, and then all of a sudden create that turnover right off the bat and get the offensive ball back. That has been, we have not seen that for a couple years.
It's huge. No, it's huge, because there are a few things for a football team more demoralizing than a turnover that leaves the ball deep in your own territory like that. There's not a lot that can happen in a football game that'll kill your mood like that. And for the Cardinals defense to come out and respond and just say, nah, fuck this. We're still playing hard. We're going to make you fight for every inch, to the point where we end up getting the strip sack, and the boy Chandler Jones scoops it up, of course.
After that, beautiful, beautiful chain of events. Kyler got sacked for holding onto the ball a little too long. And, that drive just kind of stalled out before it could even get started. 3 and out.
This wasn't the only drive that I saw that on, by the way. There was other drives in this game where we just came out and just did some weird, almost lazy football. It's hard to even, it's hard to categorize it as bad. Lazy was I was getting.
Towards the end of the second quarter, we kind of fell asleep a little bit, or to start the third as well. Yeah, I agree with that.
I like, the football our team is playing. I like how, our offense is looking, but I know deep down that once we face an actually competent football team, which will be week 7, that
if you call the Cowboys that, sure.
Well, that's I said week 7. That's
you're right. You're right. Week 7, Seattle. Yep. Smart.
Well, I don't know why you'd say anything unpleasant about the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm sorry, Dad.
What happens next?
Wait, I wasn't done with my tangent.
Oh, you hit your tangent. I apologize.
I mean, the second we face a truly competent football team, they will take advantage of that, and they will be unforgiving. And I think we need to be ready for that. I think we need to be prepared for that.
I agree, man. You get lucky when you play a team that's, with any team in the NFL is going to be pretty good. I mean, even the bad teams are still pretty good, but there are definitely teams that are going to let you get away with some. And the Washington let us get away with a couple of goof ups this week. I'm not saying we played bad. I still think we played a pretty darn good game, but we certainly weren't great, and we got away with a couple of mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to clean up the penalties for one thing.
Christ almighty.
Against a good team, man, they're going to take advantage of those extra yards. But
if we didn't have the damn penalties, this game would have been freaking 45-0 or some shit, dude. Like,
right.
After that, the racial slurs, we get yet another lucky break. Their kick returner fumbles the punt return, and the Cardinals get the ball back again. And it felt like for a solid minute there that was going to be every single drive. We'd have a really bad 3 and out, and the racial slurs would give it back to us in one dumb way or another, and that would just be the entire game. And
it goes to show what I was saying about the lucky breaks, man. Like, punt fuck ups happen. Like, that's part of the game, is that even a great team is going to have those every now and then. But the fact that Washington was making so many mistakes all throughout the game that kept giving us opportunities to stay in it, even at points when I say stay in it, I mean continue building momentum. Not that we were ever out of it, but Washington kept giving us chances like this at times when a decent team would not have given us anything to capitalize on. And capitalize on it we did, because shortly after that, something cool happened.
Can I just say it feels really fucking good to feel like we have a good special teams. It's been a while, but to make big plays first 2 weeks of the season, like, that feels really fucking, especially in like a early in the game crunch time, like trying to get the momentum swing, not letting the other team get in it, and we're able to do that 2 weeks in a row. Like,
it's just like night and day from the Arians era, because it felt like we'd have
oh my god,
outstanding offense, outstanding defense, and just like a absolute piss poor special teams, like just the most amateur hour shit. And I am so glad we're out of that. That is one of the things I will not miss from the Arians era.
I mean, we were definitely sloppy, but we have a lot of promise. I think we have won each of the 3 phases of the game, both games so far this year, and we haven't been able to say that for a long time. Offense, defense, special teams. That's the DNA of a good team. And so we'll keep working it this week against the Lions, and then we go on and we'll take on whoever leading up. But it definitely feels good to start the season 2 weeks in the way we have.
So yeah, after that, we drove down to the 14-yard line. Tyler had a beautiful rush, and it's like at this point, why don't you have like a QB spy or just something to stop Kyler Murray? It's just they just let him walk into the end zone, and it's so beautiful every time. It's just like absolute master class.
That was the play on the right side, correct?
Yeah, I think
with the nice blocking. There's some good blocking by Edmonds, and I think Trent Sherfield was on the edge too. He was putting up a nice block actually, and then Kyler just sped in between them and just took it to the house.
Oh yeah, dude! It's just he just makes it look effortless. It's just so good. So
beep beep.
So after that, the quarter ended, 14-0 Cardinals, which is so good.
Right.
It's funny. Like, I remember like some people saying that Washington's defense would give us fits because of course their D line was tearing it up against second stringers and again in Philly, and it's just like, yeah, no shit, they're tearing it up against the second stringers. And they had like a combined like 9 snaps between them, like 3 of them. And they were like, oh well, this is clearly going to take on a real match for the Cardinals O line. It's like, no.
They got a decent front seven, but yeah, they're other than Chase Young, no one really scares you. And there also wasn't Ryan Kerrigan missing, I believe. I'm not sure. I didn't really see him on the field if he was playing.
What is up with Discord tonight?
I don't know.
So
maybe it's mad that we called it Dick Sword earlier. Hey, YouTube audience, do you guys Do you guys think that we should change the name of this platform that we're using from Discord to Dicksword? Would you guys support that change? Vote yes in the comments right now if you think that we should call this platform Dicksword. It would be easy to do. All we'd have to do is reverse the C and the S, and we automatically have changed the name of the product, and it would be just a swap of a couple letters. I feel like we should do it. Vote now.
Vote no if you do not support if you support the Islamic State in their endeavors.
Do not let us name our platform Dicksword. nothing pisses them off like that. That's just the worst thing for them.
That's their new jihad. I don't know. Should we cut that? I don't think we should cut that.
Yes, we probably should cut that. For all the fucking Muslims that tune into this show.
Osama bin Laden's, zombie corpse is watching it in a cave in Afghanistan. He's like, how dare they? They have to know I'm their most loyal follower.
I've been watching this show for years. Oh, God.
Osama bin Laden's so pissed right now. He's got his custom Redbird Redzone shirt.
He's throwing it on the ground, stomping on it. He's like, oh, fuck those guys. All right, so
he goes on Snapchat, says tired of fake friends.
I feel like Bo Bobbles is gonna have a lot of editing to do.
No, if he cuts this out, it will chop his dick off. Please keep this in. This is awesome.
Hey, we will chop his dick off with what? A dick sword. And full circle.
All right.
And full circle.
Somebody needs to drive this show. Let's go.
Oh, hit it.
So after that, the most unlikely suspect makes a monster play. Andy Isabella, who I have trashed for a solid year, gets into wide open space and catches a 54-yard bomb. And it's one of those passes where if Kyler didn't throw it short, he absolutely could have taken it to the house because he had to slow down.
That was a hell of a double move. He fucking burnt the shit out of him.
And it's just so good.
I got more to say about Isabella for his. I mean, he had a couple of great catches. The second one, I mean, don't get me wrong, this one was awesome, and I loved it. But the second one looked like a fucking choreographed move. But we'll get to it. Let's go.
So unfortunately, after that monster catch, the drive stalls out a little bit, and Zane Gonzalez begins his redemption arc with a 49-yard field goal, and he just absolutely.
You're tripping balls, huh? I know you were worried about him.
Oh my god! I mean, he scared the shit out of me here too, because this was the kick where he was like,
barely stuck in.
Oh my god! It was like a reverse of that Bill. It was like a reverse of that Bills kick against the Giants from the '90s. It's just like absolutely.
Oh my god! The Scott Norwood kick. Oh my god! You know what? I remember that one too. The red, white, and blue Super Bowl. All right, go on.
So after that, another unlikely suspect gives Washington fits. Hassan Reddick makes a beautiful sack against Washington, and he successfully stalls out their drive. And it's like, and again, I was making jabs at him last week, saying that that's what Isaiah Simmons could look like if he doesn't put in the work.
He looks like he's playing his natural position finally, which he is, outside linebacker. I heard him on the radio today talking about that as well.
So, Hassan was destined, if you will, to be a Cardinal. I mean, for God's sakes, the man's got a red dick. Yeah? You get it?
Red. He got his Red Wings.
Yeah, he's the Cardinals.
Is a Cardinal or a Red Wing? Either or.
Yeah, so wait, hold up. I've gotta make it. I've gotta will it into being. I've got to trash a player so that he has a monster game next week. Let me imagine me, stroking like a crystal ball here.
Ooh,
I think Dan Arnold is the worst player I've ever seen in my life.
Oh
I
shit.
think he'll have no success. And adding him to my fantasy team right now.
So is that the trend when you get on here and talk shit about a player and say how bad they're going to be? They come on the next week and fucking blow it up.
We'll find out.
I think that Andy Lee is the worst pocket passer I've ever seen.
Andy,
Occupy.
What the fuck?
I want what you're smoking.
Hey, we'll get to wild ass fucking unreasonably bold plays in a little bit, okay?
4th string quarterback Andy Lee.
Fucking, what's up with that fucking? We'll get there, but fucking Streveler, dude. Okay, now go on.
Okay. After that, Larry picks up a really good looking first down. On the next play, Kyler leaves the pocket and drops a beautiful, beautiful pass in the bucket for a 49-yard catch by Christian Kirk, and it is just outstanding how we can just expect him to do that every single week. I mean, he did that how many times? He did that at least twice this week.
That was a hell of a fucking catch, though, too.
I am so. It's honestly, it reminds me of the Cardinals of old to have these kinds of weapons on offense for our quarterback, because if you remember back to the Fitzgerald, Bolden, Breston, even onto Andre Roberts, we just had this long track of just always having our number 3 receivers would be number 1 on some fucking teams, dude. Fitz, Michael Floyd, and Smokey Brown in 2015, another dangerous trio right there. And here we are again. And of course, obviously you got Hopkins and probably Kirk, and then you never can sleep on Larry Fitzgerald. It doesn't matter that he's 106 years old.
He's caught 11 of 12 targets so far this year. Talk about fucking Mr. Ageless.
Yeah. And well, you know what? He's not doing as much of the bomb, 50 yards in the air type passes anymore. But that doesn't matter because we have Hopkins and we have Kirk, and apparently we have Andy Isabella for that.
Hey, but if Larry was going up 1-on-1 on a deep ball, I best believe he's still coming down with that shit.
Agreed.
Unfortunately, we don't get enough out of that to get a touchdown, but we still get a really good looking 33-yarder from Zane Gonzalez with less than 2 minutes left in the half. And Zane actually looked really good this week. I think that's kind of a reversal from how he looked against San Fran, because he looked really, really rough against San Francisco.
He did. Zane let me down against San Francisco. I was pretty disappointed in that first game because honestly, we beat San Francisco, but if you really think about how much more we should have been up throughout that game, and that it shouldn't have even been nearly as much of a contest, again, because of little errors like that. I think what we saw in San Francisco with Zane, and I'm hoping this is what we saw. I think what we saw was the lack of a preseason. I think that what happened, and that was Zane getting the preseason jitters or confusion or muscle memory or whatever. I think that's what we saw against San Francisco, and I'm hoping that he got that out of his system and is going to go on to be, the standard NFL kicker. I don't expect him to be, hitting 61-yarders or something like that, but to come out there and give you the surefire guaranteed chip shots, to make the extra points, and to hit most of the mid to long range ones,
Oh
yeah, I mean the ones in San Fran are all 49 or longer, and I know we had a discussion on here last week about it, and I'm not as worried. I wasn't as worried, but yeah, it's definitely nice to see him bounce back for sure.
I would definitely like to see him turn into a more reliable clutch kicker and a more reliable kicker in general. Did y'all watch the ending of the Chargers Chiefs game last week or this week?
I did. I was kind of drunk though.
They're
just showing it at halftime or replay. There you go. Yep, I saw that.
So Harrison Butker, it's overtime. He's got a 53-yard kick to win the game. He kicks it, nails it, but the Chiefs get called for a false start, 5-yard penalty. So he gets up again. He kicks it again, nails it, but the Chargers had just called time. So Harrison Butker, for the third time, has to attempt a 50-plus yard bomb to win the game, and he nails it again. And it would be nice to have, a kicker with that level of consistency, that level of, mental fortitude, that he can just do that and just be that reliable. I liked what I saw with Harrison Butker against the Chargers.
Ideally, I'd like to see us punch it in the end zone more often too.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
I would like our kicker to be bored.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
right.
And I absolutely called it. Earlier last week when I said that the Chargers would give the Chiefs fits. I mean, those AFC West games, those are always shootouts, man. You can never trust.
It really wasn't even a shootout though, but yeah, you did say it would be a close game. And with Herbert coming in, I thought Herbert looked pretty good. But anyways, this is a Cardinals podcast, so
so quit talking about the goddamn AFC West.
After that, nothing else really happened. Cardinals go into halftime with a 20-0.
All right, guys. Well, I should let you know that our halftime show today is brought to you by McDonald's. At McDonald's, you can get any 2 premium chicken sandwiches for just $5 right now. Prices and participation may vary, but I'm loving it. McDonald's.
Halftime show's over. We went 3-and-out to start the third quarter. The dreaded Washington racial slurs drove down the field and chewed up a lot of clock in the third and ended up getting their first points of the day on a field goal. So the Cardinals suck now. They didn't they didn't shut out the racial slurs. So I think it's official. We're going 2-14. Season over, guys. I'm sorry.
Don't get me wrong. I would have liked to see a shutout. I was a little bit disappointed that we kind of came out and started the second half. You're always excited when your team is like playing really well going into halftime and they get the ball at the beginning of the second half, right? Because you're like, oh man, we're about to come out there and put it away. And we went out there and we're just like, nothing. We give the ball right back and they come down and end up scoring. So it was disappointing that I was more disappointed in our 3-and-out than I was in the fact that Washington got some points.
So after that, Hopkins got a 25-yard game on a beautiful, beautiful back shoulder catch and I can't stress enough how talented DeAndre Hopkins is. Even like peak Larry, I don't know if he holds a candle to how talented of a catcher that DeAndre Hopkins is.
That's a bold statement. Larry's
one of the best catchers, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think Hopkins has that more
he's more spectacular.
Athleticism, more speed than Larry. I think it was prime, but Larry is a fucking thoroughbred, man.
Oh yeah.
Y'all remember the commercials, the IHOP commercial? Nice hands, Larry.
Yeah. Was that IHOP or was that
Oh no, that was an ESPN commercial.
ESPN, yeah.
There was an IHOP one too, where he was catching like plates of food being thrown at him.
Those were the best commercials. Fuck yeah, nice hands.
I will buy anything that Larry Fitzgerald sells me. I am currently banking with Desert Schools Credit Union because Larry Fitzgerald told me they were here for me.
My name is Larry Fitzgerald, and I'm here to show you my line of dick swords.
Dick swords. I'm in the market for one. There's a certain BTS guy who I need to use a dick sword on. So,
after that, Larry catches a first down conversion and dove to the 25, and he was diving all day, man. He was making a fucking circus out there. It was just absolute stunning plays by Larry all day that day.
The physicality of Fitz's game, and he that end of it, he hasn't stepped down even a little bit. And honestly, sometimes the fact that when they line him up for those shorter passes, sometimes it gets more physical there because he's still in the box than it does when he stretches the field. So Larry's level of physicality, obviously osteoporosis has increased
with his age.
It has not caught up to the old man yet. He's still playing freaking buckles to the knuckles to the buckles. But what is it? Where do you wait? Where is it that you put it? Do you put the knuckles on the buckles, or do you put the buckles on
You put the knuckles on the dick sword.
Well, if you don't, you're gonna drop the thing. I
But,
just like hearing you say dick sword.
Dick sword.
Okay, you guys are saying that too sensually for me to.
Yeah, you got to understand. YouTube's gonna flag this video for being too pornographic when everybody masturbates to it.
There we go.
Bro, I'm jerking off to this thing later tonight. I know that.
No, it's just. I don't think you understand. It's just Osama bin Laden.
He's
the only one watching.
You look up your YouTube analytics, and there's one little light, and it's fucking Afghanistan. Like,
Jesus.
All right, go on. Oh, shut up. I'm sorry. Go on. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. You shouldn't invite me on.
We're good.
After that, Kyler Murray rushed for yet another touchdown, and this is back-to-back games for him, and it's just he is so talented. I cannot get over how good of a
even talk about the play that was called back either. He's so special with his legs. He honestly reminds me of a fucking roadrunner, fucking crossing traffic or some shit. Just so quick. That's what makes him so special, though. Is his dual threat.
Do you guys think it's appropriate to like compare him to somebody like Russell Wilson? Is that a suitable comparison in your guys' mind? Because I've heard that.
Rookie of the year is popped off first 2 weeks, second year. I think it is. I think Russell's more not as much legs, and Russell kind of is more like.
I mean, Russell's got legs, but he's
more
not
off balance throws. It's not as quick. I feel like he's almost a better passer on the run right now. Obviously, I think than Kyler is right now.
Okay, so you're saying Kyler's more of a Tim Tebow.
No, I think he's just faster. I just don't think he throws on the run as well as what makes Russell Wilson so special. It's not that Russell Wilson has that 4.3 speed. It's that he's able to fucking be elusive and also be able to throw dimes on the run while getting hit. I don't think we've really seen that much from Kyler so far. We've seen because he's so fast. It's like when he scrambles, no one's even gonna fucking catch him, so he just takes off. So he hasn't really needed to show that skill set off throwing on the run as much as I think that we've seen from obviously Russell Wilson so far in his career.
Oh yeah, I mean it's night and day between the two. I think
see similarities though. They're both baseball guys.
Yeah,
who can fucking.
Didn't they both get drafted by the MLB?
Kyler did. I'm not sure if Russell did.
I'm pretty sure Russell got drafted by the MLB because I remember at that time going on Twitter and encouraging him to pursue his dream of playing baseball.
Yeah, he got drafted I think he got picked up by the Yankees at one point.
He got picked up by some MLB team, and I still support him going to play Major League Baseball.
Maybe one day.
Bo Knows football. Y'all remember the Bo Knows football campaigns from like the 80s? Fucking Bo Jackson. All right, go on.
I remember the 30-30 about it.
Okay. Go on.
Okay.
I'm old. I'm sorry.
Never gonna let you forget that.
How old are you?
103. I am 35.
Oh, I'm 34. Okay.
God damn it, you're fucking old. Why are you on here with these children?
Talking about dick swords, I don't know. Hopefully they're all 18.
You know what? I didn't bring up the dick sword, okay? I might have brought up the dick sword.
You did bring up the dick sword. I remember. I was there.
Apparently, Washington comes back and decides it's time to own our team a little bit, and they end up getting a touchdown at the end of their drive and get some real points on the board, and come back and go for the 2-point conversion, which of course they don't get, making it 27-9 game. Hello?
Did he leave?
Is this the Kyrie show now? Am I alone?
I'm here. I just had to piss.
Why did you go on mute for that? Why did you go on mute to piss? BTS guy, edit in some urination sounds. Edit in some urination sounds during his muting, because I want the YouTube audience to know that this man sometimes touches his wiener. He touches his dick sword. He's like King Arthur. Calls it Excalibur. All right. So, anyways, they go for the 2-point conversion. They don't get it, and then what happens?
So we punt again, and Washington drives right down the field again, finishing with an Antonio Gibson touchdown. They go for 2 again, and they're unsuccessful again, and it's starting to look like just for a minute here, it's starting to be a little. It's 27-15 at this point. And
yeah, what do you guys think was going on that suddenly let them get within 12?
I think they're a really good coach team. Honestly, I'm putting it more on. Obviously, we had some silly mistakes, penalties, and everything, and we might have got comfortable because we are. I mean, it's not like we're a well-oiled machine yet. We're getting oiled, but we're still learning on the fly. You know, I feel like, but I had no doubt that Washington wasn't going to at least bounce back that second half. I mean, Ron Rivera, you kind of take after your coach. He's a fucking hard-nosed coach. They weren't going to give up, so I get that. But it was still always a 2-possession game and never really in doubt. The thing that baffled me was they didn't use their timeouts at all when we were...
Yeah, at the end, after the 2-minute warning, they just let that... Yeah. That was really weird, right? But...
Yeah, what are you doing?
I think that what are your guys' thoughts on did it look like cocky or overly confident when we started like going for it on 4th in our own territory?
I love it. I mean, fuck it.
I agree. Look, I agree. But you don't. Obviously, you only do that in the 4th quarter when you're up by a couple of scores like that, right? Like that's not. It's just it.
It's kind of dumb in the first half, or definitely I agree with that. We wanted to step on their throat, I guess, and we did.
Ironically, if I remember the sequence correctly, we went for it on 4th, converted it, and then ended up punting it a couple plays later from further back than the original line of scrimmage that we started on. So we would have been better just punting it on that 4th instead of going for it and converting. As far as like
a lot of 8 clock though.
It did. It ate up clock, and it also pads your stats. And back to the 3-point shooter analogy from earlier in the show, it also reminds teams they got to respect you. When you line up to go for it on 4th, if you're going forward, people know the Cardinals mean business, and they might convert.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. It puts the other coaches on alert. The other head coaches now have to, not just take us with a grain of salt. They have to be like, okay, they're not afraid to fucking think outside the box here. And that's kind of why I think we brought in Cliff, offensive guru, thinks outside the box, and here it worked. I mean, it did eat clock, and that was the name of the game in the 4th quarter.
You guys ever notice how eat clock sounds a lot like something else?
Eat dick sword?
Eat dick sword, yes. Very similar.
Osama's fucking pissed at all these tangents. He's like, why can't they talk about my favorite team in the world, the Arizona Cardinals?
I didn't tune in to listen to dick swords. All right, what happens next? So they're now within 12. We get the ball back, and what happens?
The Cardinals start the drive with a slant to Isabella. I almost said Isabella. Andy Isabella.
I like it.
Kyler threw a bit behind him, so Andy had to do a beautiful 360-degree grab.
This was my favorite play of the game. It looked like something out of like a football movie. His little freaking twirl, his little pirouette, and he ends up bringing down the ball. I saw that shit and I was like, am I fucking watching like a fucking sports movie right now? Like, what is this? It was badass.
Fuck yeah, that's something we've been waiting for with him, give him the opportunities. And people always been talking about like, oh, he can't catch. And it's like, he has not had one drop in his career yet. Yeah, he hasn't had a ton of fucking balls thrown his way, but he's been reliable for the most part.
Say what you will about me, but I have not thrown one incompletion in the NFL. Say what you will. I have not thrown a single incompletion.
I am currently 0 for 0, undefeated.
The Cardinals should sign me right now.
Hey, change your name to Max Hall and you can beat the Saints.
Absolutely.
Oh my god! You guys remember? We had season tickets, and we were in the end zone where he basically had his head decapitated. His fucking helmet popped up.
I remember that.
He fumbled, and I think Levi Brown recovered it for a touchdown.
Sounds like something that you know what, and that was probably the best thing Levi Brown ever did for this franchise because he certainly didn't do any protection.
He once had like a 16-yard catch, which is like I don't know how I remember that, but I
16. Damn.
Yeah. It was against the Seahawks.
Boy. You know what? This show is going to go on forever because now we're talking about bad Levi Brown.
At least we're on the fourth quarter.
All right, so Isabella catches it, does a pirouette.
After that, Kyler feeds DeAndre Hopkins like it's a great night at Golden Corral.
Oh, I love Golden Corral.
Golden Corral fucking rocks. Golden Corral sponsors the show. We don't talk about Bin Laden all the time, promise.
They're not going to sponsor us when they hear that all we do is talk about dick swords and something.
Bo Bobbles has his hand full.
Oh boy! All right, go on. So he feeds Hopkins. They get back from Golden Corral, and then what?
Give me like 2 seconds. We get past midfield on a 20-yard gain with a pass to. I'm using my editor's words here. I'm not believing this for the sake of my fantasy team. The best tight end in the league.
20 yards.
My fingers crossed here. Dan motherfucking Arnold.
Is that really his middle name? I don't know. Let's find out. Hey, editor.
I always thought it was Hey Arnold. Dan Hey Arnold.
That's why they called him Football Head. Move it, Football Head.
There we go. Hey Arnold.
That's what he says when he's blocking. Move
it,
Football Head.
It all makes sense now. Decades.
Right.
It's like one of those dumb fan furies. Arnold has a football head because of decades of CTE.
Damn. Don't we all have CTE if we played tackle football at one point in our lives?
Yeah.
Thankfully, I never did, but I joined the Army, so.
So you have a couple?
Oh, sure. I've hit my head on a couple of things.
Right.
So after that, Kyler gives it to Drake on a really good looking delayed run. And after that, Kenny and Drake just stole the fucking show. He had a 15-yard gain from that. Cards were able to shoot a clock down to 30 seconds, and Zane Gonzalez put salt in the wound for the racial slurs. Cut the racial slur I was about to say there.
Yeah. The red blood of the Washington football team. That's what he was going to say.
Absolutely. Zane hits his third of the day from the 28-yard line. Sorry, from 28 yards out to put us up 30-15 with 26 seconds left, and the Cardinals are 2-0 for the first time since 2015. The final score for your Arizona Cardinals was 30-15, and I've got to say, it felt so good.
I
think the most. Sorry, go ahead.
No. You go ahead.
Okay.
I was going to say short again.
So that last drive, we ate a lot of clock, and I think the most impressive thing is that the offensive line started to actually open up some seams for Drake. That it seems like most of the game he was in 3 yards in a cloud of dust. But it seems like that last drive, he had close to 35 of his 84 yards or whatever it was on the ground. That is a sign of a fucking good team right there. If you're not running the ball well all game, but you're able to fucking smash mouth it when it matters most, that is the biggest takeaway I had in the second half, at least, was the offensive line doing their job, hitting the man in front of them, and opening up a little seam for Kenyon to basically run out the fucking clock.
I think that I obviously, if I'm looking at who impressed me the most, I got to go with the boring answer and say Kyler Murray. I can't believe that this guy is our quarterback. The way that he was, not just the way that he was passing, but what did he get on the ground? What was his rushing yardage?
His rushing yards on the day, 67 yards.
And then 286 through the air. and then he had a passing touchdown and 2 rushing touchdowns. I know that the stats, the quarterback rating or whatever, probably wasn't tip top because he had the pick, and he wasn't he had some passes that didn't go nowhere. But my point is that God damn, he looked solid, and he looks like a leader out there, and he's so fucking good, and I'm so glad that he plays for my team.
So let me just run off a couple stats real quick about him and our offense a little bit. So last season, through 2 games in his rookie year, Kyler Murray had 6 rushing attempts for 17 yards and 0 touchdowns. Through 2 games this season, he has 158 rushing yards on 21 attempts and 3 TDs. That's what makes him so fucking special. And and he knows how to avoid taking the big hit. It's not like he's Cam out there, or even Lamar. I feel like Lamar is always trying to get an extra 2 yards, and he's willing to take that hit. But for Kyler to do that and show off his legs, and not only his arm, but his legs, is kind of what makes him the most special, is that he's a dual threat like that. And the next stat that I have real quick is that no NFL team in history, I know it's early, has had multiple players rush for at least 1,150 yards in the same season. Even with Drake being slow to start this year kind of so far, he's still on pace for 1,168, and Kyler's on pace for over fucking 1,200. They're right now through 2 weeks, Kenyon and Kyler are on a historic pace right now, and that's something that I think Drake hasn't even hit his stride yet this year. So I think that's only going to fucking be better as the time goes along.
Here's when it gets crazy. Kyler Murray has more rushing touchdowns than Ezekiel Elliott and Derrick Henry combined.
And he has more rushing yards than Christian McCaffrey as well.
More rushing yards.
I mean, yeah, they got hurt, but yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Go ahead.
More rushing yards than Christian McCaffrey, more passing yards than Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Kyler Murray is on pace for a MVP season.
But keep in mind, obviously we know still very early, and we're still in the fucking NFC West, which by my calculations is one of the more tough divisions, if not the toughest in the league.
Maybe all sports.
Yeah, we still have 5 more divisional games to deal with, and not one of them is going to be a gimme. So it's gonna be a long road ahead. We have a good stretch here in the upcoming games where we can gain some headway. In my opinion, these are the ones. Who do we got next? Detroit, right?
Lions. Yep.
Yeah,
versus the Lions.
I don't know. I would call this a should win. Probably could come away with something.
I think they're on an 11-game losing streak. Was the stat I believe I heard today on the radio.
Let's get into the Lions when we get into the prediction.
Okay, all right. All that I'm saying is that we have a stretch coming up where we can pad our
Lions, Panthers, Jets. Yep, before the Cowboys. Correct. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so DeAndre Hopkins had 8 catches on the day for 68 yards and a touchdown. He has 22 catches for 2 games. That is the most ever for a player joining a new team.
And the most ever from a Cardinal fucking for the first 2 games in this season, I believe, is what the Cardinals put out on Twitter.
Which is crazy because you'd feel like Larry would have done that at least.
Or even Anquan when he had his 13 catch game to start his career, but 22 catches is a grip.
Oh, yeah. Andy Isabella, he balled out. He had 2 catches for 67 yards. Arizona Cardinals,
including that gorgeous pirouette. And by the way, I think that Izzy is a solid name for him. I think that he'll probably be, if he becomes a thing, they'll be like, oh, and the ball goes to Izzy. Oh, Izzy for another, what I mean? Izzy to the end zone, right? So I feel like your slip of the tongue earlier, calling him Izzy, that might have been prophetic. If this guy becomes a big star, that'll be his nickname.
I like it.
If Andy Isabella sold hot dogs, they'd be called Izzy's Glizzy. All right, so the Cardinals defense, throughout the past 2 games, is the best third down defense in the league.
Yeah.
And thinking back to last year when we couldn't stop teams on defense at all, it is just
Oh my
night
God.
and day.
Big props to Steve Keim bringing in who he's brought in. Fucking Devondre Campbell is having a hell of a year, and he's setting himself for a payday. He has 11 total tackles, 2 pass deflections, 2 tackles for loss. That's something we did not have at the linebacking core last year next to Jordan Hicks.
Guys, I'm being told Vance fucking Joseph.
Hey, I regret I'm eating my words. I'm gonna eat crow. He's got talent, and he's putting them in the right position to succeed, and they're doing work.
At least you're not eating a lot of clock.
So Dwayne Haskins had 19 completions, 33 incompletion. Oh, sorry, on 33 attempts.
That would be a bad day if you had 19 completions and 33 incompletions. Go ahead.
I don't think he looked that bad, to be honest. He just had no fucking help. I swear they had like 4 or 5 fucking drops, but he stood in there and he took his fucking punishment and he kept firing the ball. And I thought a lot of the passes were catchable, and just weren't able to come down with it to our benefit, which I'll fucking take.
19 completions, 33 incompletions. That sounded about like Joe Burrow's night against the Browns the other night. Hey-o.
Oh.
But yeah, he had 1 touchdown. Terry McLaurin, he's showing that
he's a young stud in this league.
Yeah, he's showing he's not going to have a sophomore slump. He had 7 catches for 125 yards and a TD. Antonio Gibson was pathetic. He had 13 attempts for 55 yards.
Isn't horrible. I thought Patrick Peterson got kind of picked on. What do you guys think? A little bit. He seems just a step slow almost. I thought he got beat at the end of that San Fran game, and Jimmy G just threw a fucking duck. It would have been a fucking touchdown in the back of the end zone.
I haven't been too crazy high on Patrick Peterson for a couple of seasons. Don't get me wrong. I still love him. He's still my boy, but he's not what he was. And to keep him, how long has he been? 7 years? 8 years? I don't know. He's been in the league a fucking while.
Longer than that. I think he's on season 10.
9 years. Wait, Winston Hunt drafted him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Last things he did.
Okay, so he's been in the league a while, and he plays a very high speed position, and he plays it with a lot of intensity. So obviously, the human body is going to kind of wear down over that time. So it's, I guess it makes sense that he wouldn't be the same level of intensity that he was 9 years ago.
Yeah. So should we get into our week 3 predictions?
Sure.
Do it.
All right. For your dreaded Thursday night game, we have the Miami Dolphins versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Who do y'all have?
Jacksonville.
Saxonville shall reign supreme over.
I think Minshew looks pretty good. He looks like the second best quarterback by far in last year's draft.
I mean, yeah.
Jones fucking sucks.
That's not really a.
Hey, he's looked good though, man. He's putting his team in intention to win. They're trading off pieces, and he's still right there. But yeah, he's better than Daniel Jones, who got taken top 5.
And speaking of the dreaded Daniel Jones, the 49ers will be facing off against the New York Giants at the Meadowlands. Who do y'all have?
I would love if the Giants got their first win, but I don't think that's going to happen. If I was putting money on this, I'd go San Francisco.
Got to. They have a much better offensive line, front 7, even all banged up.
I'm going to be risky here. 49ers lost too many people against the Jets last week for me to think.
Good point. It's a good point.
They're
playing on that same field again.
They're playing on the same field, and it tore them.
They're all kind of scared about it. Yeah,
I think it'll. I mean that fucks with your psyche, man. Knowing that you could,
especially when your coach is talking about it, like Shanahan has.
I think the Giants come out there with a surprise dub. I think that they can do what the Jets couldn't.
I like where your mind is.
Next,
the dreaded Washington racial slurs versus Cleveland Brown.
Oh my god!
Who the fuck cares?
I'm
Yo.
gonna go Browns just because Nick Chubb and fucking Kareem Hunt look like fucking beasts.
I'm okay. I'm a nickname. I'm gonna give this game a nickname. You know, I got the Super Bowl, the Orange Bowl. This game we're gonna call it the Toilet Bowl because nobody fucking cares, right? And just like a toilet bowl, never mind. I ain't gonna make a poop joke.
These first 3 games are a real tour de force. It's almost like Super Bowl Sunday with these 3 games.
Well, I got if I have to pick, I'll pick the Browns.
I don't think there's a winner. I think there's only a loser, and that's us, the viewing public. Hey,
Yeah. Next.
All right. Another absolute jaw-dropping showstopper. Your Cincinnati Bengals versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, do I even have to say it? I mean, do I? Really?
I want to see Joe Burrow get his first W, but yeah, let's do it. Fuck the NFC East. I'm going Bengals.
You know what? Yeah, actually, I take that back. I think the Bengals have that. I know it's in Philly, but I mean, the Eagles just don't have their act together, and I don't think this is the game.
There's a lot of fucking shit show games. What the fuck?
I think the Eagles shocked the world and announced Andy Reid as the return of Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb. No, Bengals.
After that, a rematch of the dreaded Tuck Rule game, Raiders-Patriots at Gillette. Who do y'all have?
Hey, Raiders look decent. They kind of whooped up on the Saints tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they beat the Saints, and they almost gave me a fantasy win. I needed Daniel Carlson to get me 17 points, and he didn't. I hate you, Daniel Carlson.
No, listen. Nobody likes Daniel Carlson, okay?
Where's that game at?
It's at Gillette. It's at Gillette.
I'm gonna go Patriots. I thought they played the Seahawks really well. Seahawks are a good team.
I'm gonna go Cam Patriots.
Yeah. Okay.
Hate to say it, but Patriots.
Deflate
After that, you got Bears Falcons. I think that the Falcons I think they win against the Bears here. I think that the Bears are the most fraudulent 2-0 team on the market right now. What do y'all think?
And the Falcons are an interesting 0-2 team because honestly, dude, the Cowboys are who the Falcons thought they were. That was some weird shit right there. I think the Falcons get pissed off about that weird showing against Dallas, and I think the Falcons win this one.
Yeah, they could go one of two ways. They can come back angry, or they can fucking tank it. But I'm gonna go with you. I agree. Falcons. Their offense is just too strong.
Speaking of fraudulent 2-0 starts, we got 2 of them in this next game. Rams Bills. Who do y'all have?
You're such a hater. I love it. Oh, who do I have? Not the Bills. I hate to say it. Don't get me wrong. I would love the Bills to win because there are a few teams that I detest, like the Rams. But if I'm putting money on this, I'm going with the Rams.
I think that's gonna be a good game. And yeah, the Bills are kind of let Miami back in that fucking game. I'll go Buffalo though. I don't know.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking with my heart instead of my brain, but I'm just gonna go Buffalo. Fuck it.
I mean, West Coast teams never travel well to
Buffalo.
East Coast, and traveling to Buffalo. I mean, that's
Rams look like a good team though. I fucking hate them, but they look like they're poised for a rebound year, and just another team that we have to face twice a year.
Why the fuck does Buffalo have a team? That's weird. Go on.
After that, you got Texans. After that, you got Texans Steelers. I think that's probably a Texan stuff. What do y'all think?
Steelers.
I got to go with the chin, Bill O'Brien.
Okay. I think the Steelers. I mean, the Steelers' offense, man, looks. I don't know. Ben Roethlisberger kind of looks fucking back. Like that time off last year, fucking kind of helped, and Juju looks really good. I'm gonna go Steelers.
The Texans have been undefeated since we mentioned his chin on this podcast. I'm just saying.
They haven't won since they choked away that fucking playoff game against the Chiefs, though.
Oh,
After
heartbreaking.
that, another beautiful dumpster fire. Titans Vikings. Who do y'all have?
Titans, fucking Vikings are. I think Vikings have peaked under Zimmer. That team looks fucking awful right now.
Hang on, what's the matchup?
Titans Vikings.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tie.
There you go.
I think it's the Vikings because it's like the Titans have given up a majority of the people from their championship run last year, and it's just like the fact that Derrick Henry hasn't had a touchdown this year. I don't think that's going to change this week. I think
Corey Davis is nice though. I'll give him that. Corey Davis is pretty fucking nice.
Is pretty nice, but Derrick Henry should be doing a lot better than he is. He just doesn't look.
Yeah,
and, I mean,
I'm not a Vikings believer anymore. I think they peaked. I'm going Titans.
And here is another, Super Bowl caliber game. Panthers Chargers at the 4:05 slot. Who do y'all have?
I think Tyrod's going to be starting for them, right?
What?
Anthony Lynn, their coach, was talking about how Tyrod's going to come back in, and Herbert's the backup for a reason today, which seemed kind of interesting considering he kept him in that fucking game. I mean, it wasn't the prettiest, but I thought Herbert looked better than he did against ASU last year, fucking on Sunday against the Chiefs. I'm gonna go Chargers.
Yeah, I can't see the Panthers really putting up much of a fight against
without McCaffrey.
Yeah, I mean
Mike Davis. What's Mike Davis going to do?
I mean Mike Davis, has surprising games when he's coming in as the starter, but I mean it's like that was mostly against us, and there's a reason that was. Yeah, I think that's a Chargers dub.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers too. Honestly, I'm for basically you guys kind of said it all for all the same reasons that you guys are leaning towards LA. I'm gonna go with them too.
Oh my god, dude, this week gets better and better. After that, Jets Colts. Who do y'all have?
Oh god. Fucking
not the Jets.
not the Jets. Okay. Fucking not the Jets. I'll go with not the Jets.
Yes.
Colts. I mean, as much as Phillip Rivers is a choke artist, he can't choke this away, right? I mean, this is easy. There's no way.
It'll probably, yeah. I mean, if the Colts don't have a little breakout game here, they're never gonna have one.
Yeah. After that, I'm assuming this is our Fox NFL game of the week. Cowboys Seahawks. This could actually be interesting. Who do y'all have?
Cowboys. I hope Cowboys, but I really mean that though. I really believe it'll be the Cowboys, and I hope it'll be the Cowboys.
I picked against Seattle last night, and they proved me completely wrong that they're legit. I'm gonna have to go Russell Wilson. It pains me. I'm going Russell Wilson.
I mean, Russell Wilson's just having himself a ball, and I don't think that's going to change against the Cowboys. I think that he is set to have a monster day. And I mean, if the fucking Falcons can drop 39 on the Cowboys defense, then imagine what Russell Wilson. Here's the one we've been waiting for. Your Arizona Cardinals against the most dreaded team in the NFL. Everybody fears them, and everybody loathes seeing them on their schedule. The dreaded. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's the Detroit Lions.
Detroit's a mess. I'm going Cardinals.
Y'all want to know?
Of course, I'm going Cardinals. We're on the fucking Cardinals show, but I mean, even if I wasn't, I'd still go with the Cardinals.
I mean, y'all already know my pick, but I'm going to drive it home a little further here. Y'all want to know the interesting stat of the day for the Lions? They are the only team in NFL history to have 4 straight games where they had a double-digit lead and blew it each time.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if I got the heart to be a Detroit Lions fan, dude. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of franchises with the worst history than the Cardinals, to be honest, but the Lions are definitely one of them.
Oh my god, dude, I pity them. It's
Yeah,
just
I'm
so.
going. You got to go Cardinals. I got them going 6-0 in my preseason predictions. So why not keep it rolling?
All right.
So after that, you got the ultimate who cares bowl. Buccaneers Broncos. Who y'all have?
Buccaneers, I guess, because Tom Brady. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and Leonard Fournette kind of reintroduced himself a little bit that second half of that game. I gotta go fucking Tampa.
I mean, Jeff Driscoll versus Tom Brady is the quarterback duel that we've all been waiting for, right?
We don't need to spend any more time on that game.
Next.
A absolutely solid Sunday night football game. You got Packers Saints, and that's the third time they've been on primetime TV. The Saints, hasn't it? Right?
That is actually going to be a good game.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Packers. Honestly, I think Drew Brees is kind of losing a little bit. A lot of dink and dunks for him, man. I'm gonna go Packers. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll also go with the Packers here.
I'm going to go against the trend here. I think that Drew Brees is going to have a bit of a redemption arc. I think he's going to have himself a day against the Packers defense. I think he's got that.
Okay.
After that, yet another solid primetime game. This will probably be the game of the season right here. Chiefs Ravens. Lamar versus Mahomes. Who do y'all have?
Wow, Chiefs Ravens are this week. I did not know that. Holy shit!
It feels way too early in the season for that to be the case.
I'm gonna say Ravens just because I don't think they can beat them in the playoffs. So might as well get their win out of the way now. And
I think it'll be Kansas City.
Yeah, that's a good game. It's a must-watch game.
I think it's going to be the Ravens because I think the Chiefs have looked really weak out there against the Chargers, and if you can't score against the Chargers, I mean, what are you going to do against Lamar Jackson? I think it'll be. Yeah, I think that it'll. I think it's going to be a shootout for like a minute, and then Lamar's going to pull away, and it's going to look pretty convincing.
That's bold. I think it's gonna be a shootout either way. Both are gonna be in the 30s, but I think I'll lean Ravens too, just for the hell of it.
I'm gonna say like 35 to 56.
Jesus Christ! What? Predicting 90 fucking points? Okay, or whatever it is. Okay. I like it.
I want to be a little out there.
I'll pick the over in that game as well.
It's going into triple overtime.
So that's the slate of predictions. We're actually in for a decent slate of football. If you
there's a couple of
like two good games, I think. Yeah.
There's a couple
on Sunday for sure.
I may or may not even check the box score on a handful of those, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking god awful. I think there are now 12 undefeated teams already. Still in the second week.
I think it's 11.
It was 11 before tonight's game. I thought maybe they counted that already because both teams are 1-0. But either way, that kind of seems like a high number, which kind of, as we're going through the games, there are a lot of not good teams right now. They're either like really good or not good, which is, I think, I don't know, for the Cardinals' sake, if we weren't playing the NFC fucking West, feels like half of them are in our division. But yeah, I can't wait for the Cardinal game, man. Just get back out there, do your job, and just come home with the W. Either way, just get it done.
Yeah, you just gotta march into battle and strap on your boots, strap on your shield, grab your dick sword, and go get it done.
It feels so good for this to be an event again. Oh my god!
Agreed.
Like this is becoming must see TV. And this just feels so good.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've been mainstream, and with Kyler, you have these bums like Skip Bayless and Cowherd all fucking jocking him, which kind of is cringeworthy to me because I just can't stand those guys. But it's good publicity.
Yeah, that's the problem. What you're doing wrong there is listening to Skip Bayless and Colin Cowherd.
I'm not listening to them. I just see them randomly on Twitter, you know?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Or you'll hear a clip of them.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the
Hop
fuck?
in the bandwagon.
What game are these people watching? You're like, what the fuck, dude?
And did you guys hear Rex Ryan actually said something fucking positive about us? Finally.
What did he say?
Yeah.
I really like the feed on Kyler Murray.
Rex, give me 2 seconds. Talk about something real quick.
Ryan. Can we talk about how his name sounds like the phrase "sex trying," as if you were like sampling different types of sex? You'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing tomorrow? Oh, I'm just sex trying."
Lord.
So I guess he praised Kyler Murray, obviously, which is. If you're not praising Kyler Murray nowadays, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're just
freaking. I'll tell you what you're doing is you're freaking slobbing on Russell Wilson, dude. Like that when the national media is still in love with him, and I get it. He's really fucking good. I can't deny it. But it's sort of stealing the Murray thunder a little bit. The fact that we got to be stuck in a division with Russell fucking Wilson. That's why I think he needs to follow his heart and go play baseball.
So here's the whole quote on Rex Ryan. It's like 20 seconds. But he says, talking about Kyler Murray, he protects himself. I've never seen a guy take less hits. As soon as he scrambles, don't worry about it, Cardinals fans. He's not going to get hurt. He does not get touched. He either slides on the ground as a great baseball player, or he gets out of bounds or sticks it in the end zone. You're not touching him. Remember in college, we said this kid never gets tackled. Now he's not even close to getting touched.
I hope your voice is all fucked up for everyone else, because for me, it's all over the place.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
That's awesome. No,
okay,
sounds great.
Here's the moneymaker. This is all you have to say when it comes to Rex Ryan. He says, "I think," but he throws the ball better. Again. Jesus. All right. Well, you guys can look it up.
Fuck you guys.
No.
Sorry, it's just
either
really
way. Yeah.
Hey, absolutely.
It's nice. It's nice getting hype.
I agree.
It's nice finally getting hype.
Hey, thank you for having me on the show.
Hey,
thank you guys as well. Appreciate it.
No problem. Y'all can come back anytime. Y'all just hit my line and I'll be here. This has been the Redbird Redzone podcast. My name is Will. That was Kyrie.
My name is Mac.
And that was Mac. And we wish you good night. Have a good one, folks.